Alan Menken, who did Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Little Mermaid, Pocahontas, Tangled, Enchanted, and Sausage Party.
Did he really do Sausage Party?
Yes.
Wow.
I know.
That's a big step
You
to
just
try
said,
and
you're
break
like,
from the norm.
wow. It's crazy.
He was like, I'm tired of these Disney movies. I mean, that's
I need something
genius.
different. I need to change of
He
pace.
basically scored your childhood, and now he's like making fun of it with Sausage Party. So.
And he's just number 10.
Yeah.
I mean, we all saw these movies. I haven't seen Sausage Party, though, but I have seen every single other one.
Yeah. They're good, you know?
Yeah, they're all good movies.
You got that Disney thing going for you. So
all classic movies that my sister made me watch.
He did Hercules, right? Did he do Hercules?
Did I say he did Hercules?
I don't remember.
That didn't happen. Up next at number 9, James Newton Howard.
Hercules is my favorite Disney movie.
Nobody cares. James Newton Howard at number 9. He did The Sixth Sense,
Let me help you.
Unbreakable, Collateral, Batman Begins, The Dark Knight. Crap, I can't even read my own handwriting.
Yeah.
He did Fantastic Beasts and
He seems like a hand-me-down director, because like Hans Zimmer gets the credit for The Dark Knight,
is that?
the Christopher Nolan stuff, and then obviously John Williams did the Harry Potter stuff.
Hunger Games.
Feel better now?
I deciphered it.
So, but John Williams did like the original Harry Potter stuff, and then now this guy kind of took it over with the Fantastic Beasts. Nobody remembers the music, the Fantastic Beasts.
Never even seen the movie.
You just assume it was like whoever the people were who did Harry Potter.
Yeah. So,
But I mean, I don't remember music from any of these, except The Dark Knight and Batman Begins.
But
I'm
then I
sorry.
think of Hans Zimmer when I think of those. So
Yeah,
I'd have put Alan Silvestri in his spot. I'm sorry, Alan Silvestri. I know you're listening. So,
yeah, he's a big listener. But he's
Donate.
probably, I mean, James Newton Howard's
sure to
probably
like and
giving
subscribe.
crap to Alan Menken. He's like, I was number 9, you were number 10, so suck it.
right.
Number 8, I'm going to mispronunciate this last name, Michael Giacchino.
Yeah. So this dude's cool because they weren't sure, I think, if John Williams was going to do Rogue One or not. And I think they just decided last minute that it wasn't going to happen. So, like, they got this guy, and they gave him 3 weeks to compose the whole scoring for Rogue One. And he did it all with, like, 95% original music, which is insane.
Impressive.
Oh, wow.
Most impressive.
He probably didn't sleep. So, that's insane, man.
I mean, when you get the chance to, I guess, do a for it, and all of it better be
Oh, yeah.
original almost, except for it's not a curse word.
Hit him again.
It's not.
Hit him again.
It's not.
When will you learn?
Nothing.
I refuse.
I refuse to accept it.
What else did he do?
He
besides-
did The Incredibles,
Okay.
Ratatouille, Cars 2, Inside Out, and Star Trek.
Well, the new ones.
Yeah.
The J.J. Abrams ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's young. He's a younger guy for a scorer.
Which, I mean, Incredibles had really good music that I remember.
My dad poo-pooed on him in his email. So,
Yeah, well, your dad's not on this show.
and that's true.
Up next.
Unless he wants to pay. Just saying.
Up next, Jerry Goldsmith.
Yep.
Who did? Jerry. Shut up, Jerry.
I don't want to be a pirate.
There's no such thing as an Uncle Steve. He did L.A. Confidential, Chinatown, The Omen, Gremlins, and Air Force One.
Chinatown's an amazing soundtrack.
L.A. Confidential is a really good soundtrack too.
So
I don't recall Gremlins. I just remember the the happenings of those little monsters
I wonder if
running
he-
around, running amok.
did the Gizmo, if you like wrote the Gizmo song that he sings, the trill.
I mean, he might have.
That's the Harry Potter.
I know.
What was that? I know. Stuck in your head. All right.
We were talking about it. No, I got stuck in my head. All right.
Down.
Okay.
The next guy. Obviously, we know a lot about these people. Bernard Herrmann.
Bernard.
Bernard Herrmann. He enjoys looking out of windows.
What?
It's like the first thing that came to my mind.
Okay.
He did Psycho, Citizen Kane, Taxi Driver,
Yeah.
Cape Fear, the original one,
Yeah.
Fahrenheit 451, and Vertigo.
Yeah.
Meh.
I mean,
Actually, this might be the one where he did Citizen Kane. That was the first one he did.
Citizen Kane's got a very memorable soundtrack. And,
It's like the best movie ever made.
Well, it's considered the best movie ever made by like the snobby people who get to decide that stuff. It's not my favorite movie, but I like it a lot.
yeah, I know it doesn't have Michael Caine. It's not Interstellar. It wasn't directed by Nolan.
Somebody's sour.
Do you not like Michael Caine, Interstellar, and Christopher Nolan?
No, I love Michael Caine.
Okay, so I don't understand what the conundrum is.
Yeah, but Michael Caine was in other movies.
Okay, he was probably around when Citizen Kane was being made, though. So he's like a million years old.
Something like that.
So
He's an old man.
I've never seen Citizen Kane, so.
I mean, Psycho has, the probably most quintessential horror sound.
I mean, while that's sound, I don't consider that part of the music. So I was like, well, I don't know. It's just
you're pissing off.
It's a sound effect.
You're pissing off a lot of EDM people right now.
they'll get over it.
Britt is going to be mad. He's going to have choice words for you,
Yeah.
sir.
To me, that sounds like a sound effect, not a.
If I want to synthesize, glass breaking and a wet fart into my songs, I can do that and make it happen.
Doesn't make it good.
Some people would beg to differ.
There's a reason he didn't make my top 10 list.
Yeah. No, he was on mine, but he was a lot higher. I mean, like, towards he was like, number 8.
He's just like he was probably like one of the first composers to be like big mainstream or whatever, so. And I'm sure maybe he composed out of the silent era, which would have been pretty interesting too. I don't know. I wish we had done a research for this.
I mean, I got all this research. I found all these movies that they did, but
Yeah.
I mean, I can't write down like their whole biography.
Shame on you. Anyways,
Yeah,
next.
because you prepare so much. Too. Coming in at number 5, James Horner,
Yeah.
who did Titanic, Braveheart, Avatar, Apollo 13, Troy, Beautiful Mind, The Mask of Zorro, Enemy at the Gates, and The Land Before Time.
Those are great movies.
See, now we're getting into movies where I think about them. I can
Okay.
actually hear the soundtrack in my head.
Can you hum the soundtrack to Braveheart?
No, I can't hum.
Can you hum the soundtrack to Titanic? And the what's her name song doesn't count.
There was enough room on that.
What's her name?
On that door for 2 people.
Who does Here Far Wherever You Are? Who does that song?
I don't know.
Oh, it's
Celine Dion.
Yeah, Celine Dion.
I think that's her song. I don't think
That song everybody had to listen to in
Yeah.
like 1999.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, these movies, you could identify when you hear it.
But can you? You don't remember any of the songs from any of his movies that he did, though.
I can't hum them, no.
All right.
But when I hear it, I'll know it.
Right. Anyway,
Meh.
I think he's good. I don't think he's like amazing. That's just me.
The Battle of Stirling is the name of one of the songs from Braveheart. I just don't know how.
That's a very
Just because-
historically inaccurate movie.
You want to know what's funny?
It doesn't matter. It's a good
You know what's
movie.
funny? Like, there's like the some of the worst spoilers that have ever happened are based off of movie soundtracks. Like, for instance, Phantom Menace, the soundtrack. There's one called, like, the songs are called Qui-Gon's Fight, Dueling Fates, Qui-Gon's Fight,
Qui-Gon's Death.
Demise, Qui-Gon's Funeral. This was released a month before the movie came out.
It's like, I wonder what happens to that character.
Yeah. And then Sixth Sense. I can't remember the dude's name. I think it's like Cameron or something like that. The guy that Bruce Willis plays. One of the final songs in the soundtrack that came out before the movie came out is like, Bruce Willis is dead the entire time.
That's what the song was called.
Bruce Willis is dead.
Bruce Willis
Or whatever
dead
that character's
the
name
whole
is.
time.
So
That was like an FU to the studio because I guess they didn't pay him like all the money, and he's just
don't
like,
know.
you know what?
I wrote
Change the title of that
these
song.
guys can write music, but they can't write
Titles.
I wrote those title lead-ins.
Good job, Mitch. Gonna spoil it.
Number 4. Kind of breezing through this, but I mean, some of these are going to be.
Now we're over an hour. We're good.
Yeah. Danny Elfman from Oingo
Yeah.
Boingo, who did the Simpsons theme.
Batman.
For those who- he did Batman. He did Spider-Man and Men in Black.
Here comes the Santa Claus driving through the town.
But I mean, he did Spider-Man and he did the Simpsons theme. Did he do Spider-Pig?
No, because
Spider-Ham.
Spider-Pig's based off the 70s Spider-Man show. Spider-Man.
It's called Spider-Ham.
But he did
No,
do.
he's not Spider-Ham anymore. He's Harry Porker.
He did do Nightmare Before Christmas, which is one of my favorite musicals ever made.
I've never seen that whole movie. You know that?
You didn't curse, but you might as well have.
You're personally offended.
Yeah, that's a great movie. I love that movie.
Stupid movie.
Take it back, sir.
Triggered.
The gloves have come off.
We weren't wearing gloves to begin with.
You take it back.
It's 90 degrees outside. There's no reason to wear
The
gloves.
shoes have come off. I don't know.
Don't take your shoes off. Your feet stink.
You got beach feet.
You got beach feet.
Sandy and
They're all
crusty.
sandy and salty. And
Peely from the sunburn. So,
Oh yeah, I saw that picture too.
yeah.
it's like he kind of twists around like in his shoe. Like his sock starts sliding off. He just starts ripping the skin off. He's like,
That's what it was like for 2 days. All right, Danny Elfman, great composer. Yeah, he's got a lot of like. First off, he was in a band.
yeah, he was in Oingo Boingo.
Yeah,
Which
is
they were in the movie Back to School, Rodney Dangerfield. They're the live band that's playing.
yeah.
When he's throwing the wild
I
part.
mean, he's technically made the iconic Batman. Like everybody has kind of built off of that
yeah.
soundtrack.
I mean, even the
No,
Batman the animated
I
series.
wouldn't say that
kinda-
Hans Zimmer's version. I'd say.
Well,
Hans
I'm just
Zimmer.
saying like maybe not the movies from Hans Zimmer, but I'm just saying when you think of Batman or all the
you think of the
incarnations afterwards,
I
that's,
would too.
Yeah.
I would too. He also sings. Yeah, he did the voice, the singing voice of Jack Skellington for Nightmare Before
That's true, he did.
Christmas. So, which is crazy because like you thought it was the same guy. Because Chris Sarandon does the talking voice. And you thought it was the same guy like your entire life, and then you find out Danny Elfman does it.
He's Chris Sarandon? That's the guy. Oh,
Yeah, Humperdinck.
yeah. I was going to say the bad guy from The Princess Bride.
Humperdinck.
Get back, witch!
Yeah. So,
Number 3, my personal favorite, Howard Shore, who did the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
bam, 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 bam. Gandalf.
Gandalf.
Name something popular other than Lord of the Rings he's done.
Silence of the Lambs.
Ooh, burn.
What is the soundtrack to Silence of the Lambs?
It's Anthony Hopkins. Noises by Anthony Hopkins. It's just him like going.
I had him with a nice Chianti and some fava beans.
That should be an album. Anthony Hopkins makes dad noises. Go to the bathroom.
Browns are losing.
I'm just saying, Lord of the Rings has a great soundtrack.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Well, he
there's
also
nothing
did-
really notable.
All right.
He did the Hobbit trilogy, which I mean, I guess is the same.
That's
thing.
Lord of the Rings.
It's Lord of the
No,
Rings.
no,
It's the
two
same thing.
separate things.
It's
Two.
just-
There was the Lord of the Rings, and there was the Hobbit. They're not.
Lord of the
There's this. They're two different things.
He took Lord of the Rings and he just changed the pitch tone for Hobbit. That's all he had
No,
to do.
there was different music.
Oh, okay.
You got all different people.
There was a whole nother note added to it.
Yourself. You know what the hell you're talking about. He also did The Fly.
Hey, that's a good movie.
He did Philadelphia,
Eh.
and he
The
did
music was
Mrs. Doubtfire.
I remember the soundtrack. The little keyboard thing. I remember the soundtrack from Miss Doubtfire.
Dude looks like a lady.
Dude looks like a lady. All right, number 2. We're almost done. Number 2.
Mom, get out of my room. I'm kidding, Corey. Hans Zimmer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interstellar, 12 Years a Slave, Man of Steel, Inception, Dark Knight, Gladiator, Pirates of the Caribbean, to name a few.
Pretty much any of those movies where there was an epic scene and you were just like enthralled and over the top by it, it's because Hans Zimmer did it. Now,
Pretty much.
I read an interesting thing about Hans Zimmer, and I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm going to tell you anyways, and you can believe it. I heard that he can't actually read music.
Really?
I wonder if he just Michael Bay's it, and he's like, all right, so we're going to have big old trumpets that are like, bomb, bomb, bomb. And then we're going to have like a violin, and it's like, mille, 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 in the background.
And then I want a guy with a drum to just go.
I don't know.
And then a guitar guy's, it's like, just do some Van Halen stuff over there. But like, not that loud.
So I don't
Why are
know.
you yelling? I'm not yelling.
But I know, like, for Interstellar, the organ thing, he actually did the organ himself. And he went to some cathedral that had the largest organ in the world to do that, the recording for the Interstellar organ stuff. So
Interesting.
I guess he can play music. I don't know if he can read music. And if I'm wrong, I'm sorry.
There's a lot of these that have a lot of bass in it, especially like the Dark Knight, Inception, Man of Steel,
I love South
Interstellar.
Park. South Park making fun of Inception. The dude's just like stomping his feet. He's like, boom. Boom, boom. I'll put a clip up there so it doesn't seem so weird that I'm doing it. But, all right.
Because I was just like, what's happening?
Yeah.
I'm confused. I need an adult.
All right. Mark that timestamp down. 1:14.
15 seconds. Just gonna jot that down right quick.
Anyways.
Welcome to the ASMR part of the show.
Number Juan.
I mean,
is there any question?
We all put it as our number one.
Yeah.
You can't dispute this.
No.
I think there's no valid arguments.
His songs almost have lyrics in them. They're that like
They're
iconic.
that good, and
I'm a dinosaur.
so
Run away or I'll eat you. Will Johnson. Is that his name?
No, it's John Williams.
John Williams.
Who's Will Johnson?
His brother.
With a different from another father, apparently.
All right.
John Williams, he did Star Wars, Jaws, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Superman,
Your Life,
Jurassic
essentially.
Park, Schindler's List, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, a lot. Name a movie other than the ones we already did previously. He did it.
Catch Me If You Can.
Catch Me If You Can. That's another one.
He did not do A Bridge Between Two Spies Too Far.
No, he did not do that movie.
Yeah. So there you go.
But I mean, he's done some of the movies like everybody knows Jaws, but just hearing it is
Harry
like
Potter.
It's so iconic that like you don't even have to be in the water. Just somebody starts doing that, and you start looking around like somebody's sneaking up on me or something. You know.
He also did E.T., Indiana Jones, Home Alone.
Oh yeah.
He did Fiddler on the Roof,
What's so funny?
Saving Private Ryan.
What's so funny is like John Williams was like the first celebrity composer, I think, where like he just did movies because he wanted to. And like Home Alone.
Right, yeah. He did Hook, Star Wars, The Clone Wars, Memoirs of a Geisha,
Home Alone shouldn't have
Empire
happened.
of the Sun.
Home Alone should have like been a movie that did not get made.
War Horse. He did Minority Report,
And then
Lincoln, The
you
Terminal,
just keep talking. I'll just talk over
AI,
you.
The Patriot,
So,
Munich,
anyways, so like,
War of the Worlds, Jaws 2, 1940. All right, so
you good now?
no,
You get it out?
I got it out.
So Home Alone, for instance, they didn't think that movie was going to be made, and then John Williams read the script, liked it, and so he decided he wanted to make a movie for it, and because of that, it ended up being like the #1 box office for 12 weeks straight. I'm positive because of the music. Home Alone's got great music.
But I think like out of all these, compositions, as far as what's the most iconic and like if you hear it, it's Star Wars.
I heard that he actually wrote the Imperial. Like the
Imperial March.
He wrote that for the Olympics soundtrack because he wrote the Olympics.
Oh, really?
The Olympics theme. Yeah, he wrote the theme for that. And I heard that he presented them with that, and they said no.
That sounds sinister.
And he was like, "Cool, I'm gonna use this for Darth Vader."
Nice, I could use it for this though.
All right, cool.
Or Omar Gaddafi, when he'd show up, they'd play it.
What?
Yeah, Gaddafi.
That random trivia that he knows.
No, seriously, like that. Moderate tangent. They'd play that music like to give him the business, like if he showed up to
Give the
talk
business.
somewhere outside of Libya, but he liked it.
Yeah.
Like he'd heard it and it was just like, it's my music. He's like, they're talking. It was like when they play it, they mean me, and he had no idea it was Darth Vader.
That's a dumb guy. All right. Well, there's our top 10 list of composers or scorers.
Scorers.
If
Composing scorers.
you agree or disagree, feel free to comment and tell us what we did wrong and how much you hate us, and we'll try not to
Yada,
let it
yada,
affect
yada.
our feelings or whatever.
Yeah.
If you have professional music experience, tell us why we're wrong.
Yeah, we'll ignore you because we're right.
We'll be happy to go. That guy wasn't. That guy doesn't know what he's talking
He doesn't
about.
know what I'm talking about.
Get out of
He
here.
started quoting like theories and stuff. Something about this guy named Mozart. I don't even know.
Take your facts and get the hell out of here.